Hey everyone, it's Aureolin. We're back to another episode of Aureolin's Heartrate Gaming. So we're back to Battle Heroes, and it is time for the Heroic Scroll event. And this time they are bringing us the new forest hero, Elyvia. So yeah, this is what's happening new this time. We do still have the Easter event coming up, which is a Prophet Orb event, and then the anniversary event, usually around the end of June, which is Heroic Scrolls and then Prophet Orbs. So odds are I'm probably not going to do polls in this event, but we're still going to take a look at it and take a look at the hero and everything. So first off, they have a special package going on. It's $50 for 3,000 gems and 100 scrolls and a skin box. I mean, it's 100 scrolls, which technically, if you look at the value package, it's 120 costs $100. So I guess you could say it's heroic scrolls for basically half price. But this package really doesn't really wow me. Not really interested. And then of course, increased drop rate on the new hero, Elyvia, and then in the heroics summon. I mean, if you just want to do like some of this, just I mean, like if you're interested in the new hero, it wouldn't be a waste because you can get orbs. So you'll get 15 orbs for doing 300 polls, and then if you do 400, you can get a copy of Elyvia. They're also giving Bloodblade, which is basically fodder. Yeah, so the only thing really for this event is if you're interested in the new hero and if you want to get more orbs before the Easter event. And then in the exchange, oh, they're giving us Tara and Garuda, which is great because both of these heroes are really strong. They're really good. I'm going to go ahead and get Garuda. I already have enough copies of Tara to E5 him and 2 spares, so don't really need double Tara, and double Garuda is still totally viable right now, so yeah, more Garuda copies. So let's take a look at Elyvia. Let's look at her and read what she does and just kind of look at this. So she is a priest, and I was looking at her health and her speed. Her speed is pretty average, but that's not very important for her. And her health it's pretty good. It's not too bad. Okay, so her active skill, you miss Lilliput? Her active skill deals 400% of attack damage against one enemy, and it shrinks the target, but it's only for 2 rounds. And then it grants Fairy Guard to 3 allies for 2 rounds. So Shrink, here's what Shrink does. Shrink increases all damage that the shrunk target takes by 30% while reducing all the damage it deals by 50%. Now it doesn't stack, but still, like it could turn. Maybe you don't have E5 Garuda and some of the teams you fight against do. And E5 Garuda can be really hard to get through if you don't have the right lineup. And say you manage to shrink Garuda. She's now doing 50% less damage and taking 30% more damage. So that is pretty big to me. Like in my mind, that sounds really cool. And it sounds like we might have the potential of some team that can allow you to deal with some of the overpowered teams. Now, granted, it only lasts 2 rounds, and I mean, I'm sure Purify would probably purify it, but it's still a really interesting new mechanic. So, Fairy's Guard. When Fairy Guard is granted, when the hero that has the guard is attacked by an active or basic attack, it deals armor ignoring damage by 300% of the grantee's attack to the attacker and restore the grantee 150% of attack in HP. So it heals them while also doing 300% armor ignoring damage. So that's really interesting. I mean, 150% of attack heal, I'm not really sure if that's going to be a big enough heal. I mean, like, where is, let's just look at for comparison. Her, like, Vessa's automatic recover is 220% of attack that she recovers, and then 70% for more rounds. So I don't know if she's really going to be like a super healer, but she'll be a really decent support hero as long as she can survive. That's going to be the big thing. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing her run and to see just how well she could stand on her own, basically. Yeah. So she gets HP, attack, and effects of being healed. And her first passive is each basic attack, she shrinks someone for 2 rounds. So every basic attack, she'll also be shrinking one enemy. Now, yeah, still only 2 rounds. So it won't last very long, but yeah, okay, here's why this is, it could potentially be good. Her last passive, when the round ends, she exchanges speed with a random enemy who has higher speed than herself for 1 round and grants 1 random enemy Fairy's Guard. So when the round ends, she takes one of the enemy's speed that's faster and swaps it. So they exchange. And then she also gives a Fairy Guard. So now why this is good is because if she ends up being faster than a lot of the other people, and she can get off her basic attack and shrink someone, then that hero will be taking more damage for that entire round. Yeah, because I mean, unless they manage to avoid it, but if they shrink, then they're going to be taking more damage for that entire round, which could be quite devastating. And if you happen to catch them on a round when they have their active filled, they're going to do 50% less damage. So it could potentially be really cool. I'm really interested. I am interested. She's definitely a support hero. Not as much. I don't think she's going to be as much of a heavy healer like Belrain and Amun-Ra, but support, possibly. She could potentially be some really cool support. I'm interested in the new mechanics. I think it sounds really cool. But yeah, it's going to be one of those cases where, you know, you read it sounds really good on paper, but you just don't know till you test it. Kind of like Tara. Like everybody, when you read his abilities, they don't really sound amazing. But then when I ran him, he was so beastly. He just didn't go down despite no self-sustain, and I loved it. But if, you know, if Elyvia is super squishy and goes down in one shot, then she's not going to be much of a support hero. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. Because unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing polls. I'm going to try and save, especially since I'm not spending money on this account anymore. I've only got 420 scrolls right now, so I need to save. Yeah, I need to get ready. But we shall see. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this event. The exchange, like if you can get Tara or Garuda, I mean, if you can only get one, I would say go for Garuda because she would be the easier to build and she's still super good and super helpful for any team. Tara is great if you need a little extra control, and if you already have like your Ada done. So yeah, just, I mean, if you're still early game, think about the fact, yeah, there's a light hero, but light heroes are really hard to build early game. So if you can only get one, I would get Garuda. She's easier to get, easier to build, and super powerful. You won't regret it. But that's it for this event. Yeah. Sorry I'm not doing any polls this time, but we're going to wait for the big events. And if you enjoyed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. See ya!